Hello everyone, and welcome to the 2025 edition of the Alachua County Youth Fair and Livestock Show. We're coming to you live here at the Alachua County Agriculture and Equestrian Center in Newberry, Florida. And have we got a treat for you this evening? It's the always fun, always popular Celebrity Show. For those who aren't familiar with the Celebrity Show, we invite local politicians, lawmakers, business and industry leaders, entertainers, a lot of folks who probably don't work on a farm or ranch, and we give them a little contest involving the livestock being shown here at the fair. In years past, we've had them calling hogs, we've had them dressing up goats, or at least attempting to dress up goats. We are so appreciative of these local and area folks who come and, well, they let us embarrass them a little bit, but it's all for fun and for support of the Alachua County Youth Fair and Livestock Show. And speaking of supporting the show, let's watch another way you can support this organization and maybe even win yourself a brand new Texas trailer or golf cart. We're now going to take you to the arena floor where our celebrities and showrunners are preparing to get underway. As a reminder, we don't provide running commentary during the shows. Instead, you'll see the sights and hear the sounds just as if you were here in the arena with us. Enjoy the show.
All right, any other celebrities that haven't checked in yet, make sure you come up here
To the entrance next to the sign, which is at the southeast corner of the ring. Southeast corner of the ring, next to the goats and the rabbits.
You guys about yeah.
The boy is going to be in the sixth one, and Annabeth will her big fat, so she's going to be number 10. Oh, big classic.
Well, exactly. Mine was.
There you go. Set the tone early.
Then there were our grandchildren, which was 3 of them. Now this one is our great grand.
Isn't that cool?
And she just turned 14 the 24th. This is her first time showing.
Well, this will be Annabeth's last year because.
All right. Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome out to the 2025 Alachua County Youth Fair and Livestock Show. We are getting ready for the most anticipated event. But before that, we're going to have a celebrity show. All right. Let's have a round of applause for all of our celebrities that came out to be a part of this and support the Alachua County Youth Fair and Livestock Show. We're going to introduce y'all to them here in just a second. We're waiting for one more gentleman to get here, and they're coming out. And then we're going to have a little bit of a change in the way we're doing things this year. Before, we've been showing animals. We've been calling animals. This year, we're going to introduce our celebrities to another event called Livestock Judging. You will notice several differences in our animals whenever they enter the ring. Please do not give away the answers. Your celebrities are going to be judging them and trying to remember what the differences are between them. So try yourself also at the same time. But first, before we get to that, let's introduce our judges. We'll start down here on the end with Miss Tina Certain.
Hello, hello. I'm Tina Certain, a member of the Alachua County School District, and I am so happy to be here with you all today.
Hi, my name is Thomas Fu. I'm newly elected to the Alachua County School Board. I'm just really honored to be here, and I'm glad to be doing something and have no idea what I'm doing live in front of everybody, so it'll be great.
Hello, everyone. My name is Meena Tyagaraja. I'm representing IFIS in the University of Florida. I'm really glad to be here. This is my first time, so I'm looking forward to the experience.
Hi, I'm Gina Master DeCaza, and I'm representing the Community Foundation of North Central Florida tonight.
And I'm Gina Peebles. I'm proudly representing the Alachua County Board of County Commissioners. Thank you so much for your support of ag. I'm also super proud to be over extension, so thank you for everything you guys do.
Hi, I'm Aisha Solomon. I'm the Alachua County Property Appraiser. It's great to be here.
Good evening. I'm Sheriff Chad Scott with the Alachua County Sheriff's Office. I'm born, bred right here in Newberry.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Jordan Marlowe. I'm the mayor here in Newberry, and I love having the fair here, the Alachua County Equestrian Fair in Newberry, Florida.
I am Tony Maison. I am your Newberry Commissioner, Group 5. I am here. I live here in Newberry. Can't wait to see what we're going to judge today.
All right. And we had several others that wanted to be with us tonight that couldn't make it for several different reasons, especially our county commissioners. We have several up in D.C. lobbying on behalf of our county, so we appreciate them. But we also want to give a good shout out because there's a difference this year. If you look up in the rafters up here, the participants were sweating last year because we had the fans on y'all, and y'all were freezing last year. But now the county has put in these new fans, and we want to give them a huge round of applause for those fans to keep our participants safe. All right, well, enough from me. Let's go ahead first, before y'all turn around, let's bring in the animals. We'll have them lined up behind you, and then we're going to give you 30 seconds to be able to remember what you can about each animal. As we start, we'll go in order from left to right. Will be number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. This left, my left. Not yet. In just a second, I'm sure you're seeing some bigger animals and smaller animals right behind you. Don't feel intimidated at all. They haven't kicked but maybe a handful of people all day, so you are safe. By the way, some of these questions are exact questions that they received in the livestock judging event. So I was given these, and if there's any complaints, you see Dr. Cindy Sanders. She is the complaint department director of the Ag Extension Office here with ACYFLS. All right, we're getting it all set up. Almost ready. All right, so the key is when you turn around, when I say turn around, you want to notice the differences between the animals. The differences between the animals and know where their positions are. All right, ready? Go. 30 seconds. Feel free to walk around, just don't get too close to the animals or spook them. All right, wrapping it up. Got about 5 seconds. 5 seconds. We don't have any Jeopardy music for you. All right. All right, let's come back up here and get in line and face the audience. Face the audience. Audience, before we get started, let's have a huge round of applause for our helpers back here showing the animals. We appreciate them doing that. These are all their animals that they've brought here to share with us, and we appreciate it. All right, we're going to start out slow. We're going to start out slow. Once again, from this side is 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, everybody's mind clear. Which animal has the hump? Which animal has the hump? All right. Raise your hand for 1. Raise your hand for 1. The sheriff said he's going to raise his hand for every single one so he improves his odds. Raise your hand for 2. All right, raise your hand for 3. All right, raise your hand for 4. Good deal. 100% this time. Good job, good job. All right, which one has the longest tail? Longest tail. Raise your hand for 1. Raise your hand for 2. Raise your hand for 3. Raise your hand for 4. All right, 3 is the correct answer. Congrats, congrats. All right, which has a hind saddle? Hind saddle. Which one has a hind saddle? Raise your hand for 1. Raise your hand for 2. Raise your hand for 3. Raise your hand for 4. All right, the goat was the answer, which is 4. All right. Which one has the largest testicular development? This is a real question. This is a real question. Raise your hand for 1. Raise your hand for 2. Raise your hand for 3. Raise your hand for 4. All right, it's 3. It's the only bull in the ring is 3. All right. Which one has a white mark on their face? A white mark on their face. Raise your hand for 1. All right, raise your hand for 2. Well, everybody got 1. Good job. Congrats. Last one is another easy one. Which one has the longest ears? The longest ears. Raise your hand for 1. Raise your hand for 2. Raise your hand for 3. Raise your hand for 4. Answer is 2, the Brahma heifer. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our livestock judging celebrities, let's have a round of applause for them. And one more big round of applause for our exhibitors back here showing the animals. All right. Thank you all. We'll be started with the pig show here in just 1 second, here right at 6 o'clock. Thank you all.
Wasn't that fun? We here at the Alachua County Youth Fair and Livestock Show would like to say thank you to all of these business, industry, civic, and political leaders who took the time to come and let us embarrass them just a little bit. All in good fun and for a great cause. It's going to take a few minutes to transition the arena and get things ready for our Swine Show. It will start at about 6 p.m. or as soon as we get these celebrities herded out of the arena and once the contestants are lined up and everything's ready. But while we wait for the Swine Show to begin, let's watch these messages from the fantastic youth organizations represented here at the Youth Fair. The FFA chapters at the Alachua County Middle Schools and High Schools, and the Alachua County 4-H clubs.
Every day I wake up committed to a cause. Work hard, make a difference, do my best, and help make the world a better place. It's a value my family instilled in me and something that I've continued to develop in the FFA. It's the same cause that 33 farm boys committed to so many years ago. Every once in a while, I think about how FFA began. Did they ever imagine that it would become this big? Did they think about the impact that this organization would have on so many people? Even though so much has changed, our cause is really the same.
Growth happens all around us. It happens in fields. It happens in people. I'm thankful for the opportunities I've had to grow as a person and a leader, the chance to create a legacy. Because together, we can make a difference.
Ever since joining FFA, my future has become a lot brighter. I've learned the skills I need to be successful in whatever I decide to do. But our world today is faced with so many challenges. So many people are misinformed or simply don't want to understand. I can't help but think, what can I do to help? I know it starts with me.
This is where it happened, that spark. It was right here in this classroom. It was that moment that I realized it's more than tradition and brotherhood. It's about opportunity and change. It's about growing ourselves as leaders, building our communities, and strengthening our most basic industry. It was here that I knew I could make a difference. And by zipping up my blue corduroy jacket, I knew that I was a part of something much bigger. It was here that I said, I believe in the future of agriculture.
I pledge my head to clear thinking,
my heart's greater loyalty,
my hands to larger service,
and my health for better living. For my club,
my community,
my country,
and my world.
The 4-H program is a national partnership within the Cooperative Extension Service providing youth in rural, urban, and suburban communities with programming out of school, in school, camping, and through clubs with opportunities to learn by doing.
The learn by doing motto of 4-H is really shown by what they do and how they teach. It's very hands-on learning that is crucial for the development of youth.
So 4-H has a lot of aspects that makes it very unique, but I think the one that stands out the most is 4-H is led through the land-grant universities. So in Florida, that land-grant university would be the University of Florida. So we have access to all of UF's faculties, facilities, and resources, and we also use a lot of UF's research in our 4-H projects. The way that 4-H has impacted youth as a whole isn't really a one answer fits all. It affects people in many different ways. So for some people, it can give a sense of belonging. It gives some youth a voice to speak about issues that affect them where they might not have a certain table to stand on. And then for other youth, they have the opportunity to find their careers, be it forestry, cooking, arts, any type of STEM project. They can find their career through 4-H.
I know personally it has helped me understand the legislation in our government and how our government runs. And I think that as 4-H legislature being one of our largest events that we have, that truly helps open youth's eyes to how our government's actually ran and how things get passed into law and how the importance that our legislators have in our lives.
So if I could describe 4-H in one word, that would be growth. And that's because through 4-H, you grow no matter what you're doing.
Encouraging. I'd say that through 4-H, it encourages you to take on new things and encourages you with your skills. It makes you feel more comfortable with your skills.
Community. 4-H is just one big community, and we all are trying to just help other people. Our goal is to make the best better and to do whatever we can to improve the world.
.4-H has shaped me into the young woman that I am and will continue to grow into. And 4-H has truly brought me out of my shell and opened my eyes to how many different opinions and point of views there are, and the importance of making sure that everyone's voice is heard and that your voice is heard and that you are the change in the world. You are the person that's going to make that change, and we are the future, and we are in charge of shaping the future.
When you support the Alachua County Youth Fair and Livestock Show, whether you buy a ticket for the trailer or golf cart giveaway, or bid at our market animal sale on Tuesday, you are supporting FFA and 4-H activities in the schools and clubs all across Alachua County. These young men and women, their parents and sponsors, and all of us here at the Alachua County Youth Fair and Livestock Show, thank you for your support. But now, let's head back down to the arena floor where this evening's Swine Show will soon be underway. Enjoy the show.
Also, make sure if you are in between the audience and the ring, make sure that you are seated so that people behind you can see. So if you're standing next to the rail, we need you to find a seat so that everybody behind you can see. Also, if you have people that are at home that can't attend, make sure they go on ACYFLS.com. Not only can they find the live stream, but they can also buy some tickets for the Texas trailer or the golf cart over here as well. Also, we have t-shirts available over here. They are $10 a piece. You can go get a t-shirt, and it's cash or check only. You can also buy tickets over there as well. We certainly appreciate it.
right, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the Swine Show. We are going to get started first, though, with honoring our country with the singing of the national anthem. So I ask you to please rise as we have Miss Abigail Hutchins sing the national anthem for us.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming.
Wasn't that fun?
And the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
All right, one big round of applause for Abigail Hutchins, one of our exhibitors, singing the national anthem for us this year. We also want to take this time to thank a few of our gentlemen that have been helping out, our young participants, volunteers helping out, Autry Pendarvis, Tifton Green, Owen Brennan, Colton Swilly, Michael Wonder, and Waylon James have been helping out back in the Swine area and overall ever since the weigh-in. So thank you, gentlemen. All right. We are ready. The Swine Committee is ready. We are going to start bringing in our first class of pigs. As they get them staged up, let me take this time to introduce you to our judge. Our judge is Miss Jenna Gurman. She is originally from Ormond Beach, Florida, where she grew up competitively showing hogs on a national stage. After high school, she went on to Lakeland College and Western Illinois University and competed on a 3-time nationally ranked livestock judging team under the advisement of Dr. Mark Hogue. She holds a master's degree in ag leadership, education, and communications and is currently at the University of Illinois finishing up a doctoral degree in animal science and meat science. Let's have a round of applause for our judge, Ms. Jenna Gurman. Fans, if you're around tomorrow we will have the youth participating in the livestock judging contest starting at 1:30. The registration for that, if you have a livestock judging team, is at 1 p.m. at the office. So once again, livestock judging contest is tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. And swine showmanship will be at 6 p.m. Also at noon, we'll have a 4-H horse show. If you want to see horses at the horse show, it'll be at noon right out here just outside the main barn at the horse arena. If you'd like also photos from tonight's event or this entire time, Bree is here taking photos. Photos by Bree. There's QR codes at each end of the area here, the barn. You can see them there, but you can also go on Facebook and see them. Photos by Bree. We thank her for doing that. They are free pictures for your enjoyment. All right, and here they come in the ring, the first class of swine showmanship. Starting out, class 1. We have number 56, Dallas Lawson. All these pigs come in weighing 230 pounds. 230 pounds are these pigs. Number 100, Brantley Smith, Briley Kuhn, Riley Mae Helton, Riley Polk, Molly Christmas, Cassie Reed, and Kaylin Stewart. Let's have a round of applause for our Class 1 exhibitors. So in case you're not familiar with the procedures of how this goes, first the judge is going to try and get her eyes on the pigs, judge them based on the pig itself, not the showman, but on the pig itself. And then once she finds the few that she likes, we have 5 pins over here on the side that she can put them in. So she can hold as many as she wants for the callback. And then it's up to this swine committee walking around with the boards to try and corral the pigs and get them into the pens. Once again, we'd like to thank Texas Trailers for their support of the Alachua County Youth Fair and Livestock Show. Over here to the left side, my left, your right, we have a trailer but also a golf cart this year. For that drawing, you can choose one or the other, not both, not both.
Let's go ahead and give our swine showman a big round of applause here. The announcers did a good job of kind of explaining what I'm doing tonight, but I just wanted to reiterate, we're going to go ahead and excuse our 6th through 8th place in this class. I talked to each one of the kids just individually about some things that I liked and some things that I'd change about their hogs. I think nice ones in terms of their practical kind, productive rib shapes, some nice looks from the side, but just in terms of their structural integrity and actual real muscle shape is where they start to concern me. I'm going to go ahead and pull our top 5 back and rework them here in just a second.
Once again, if you could, make sure if you're standing around the ring, don't have people sitting down behind you. So if you're next to the white rail and you're standing up, people behind you cannot see the ring. So please move down to the side, further to the wing to where nobody's behind you. Thank you. Also, if you're taking pictures, not pigs, you can take pigs on Tuesday at the auction. But if you're taking pictures, make sure you don't stick anything inside the ring, because a pig could come by, or a kid could come by and might accidentally whip you with that whip. Neither are good situations.
Nice first class to start off on. I do think that this required just a little bit more sort for me. There's not one out here that's just perfect in terms of having all the bells and whistles that I'm looking for. But the gilt that starts off for me really is the nicest one in terms of her basic build. That one comes at me ultra wide and true to the ground. She's fresh in terms of her top shape, and yet that one still remains level back to her hip and gives me a nice look from the side. Young lady that's going to be second, another one that's fresh and aggressive in terms of her top side spread. I just like to fix that one in terms of her skeleton, wants to round out of her hip ever so slightly and just get a little bit more uncomfortable on the drive. Another one that I just like to see a little bit more cover on. She gets just a little bit flatter in terms of her forerib. Young lady's blue bear that's going to come out in third. I like that one in terms of his muscle shape. He's fairly practical and productive in terms of his kind. He's got a nice rib shape. That one just wants to get a little bit plainer and more washed out, particularly over the top side of his skeleton. That's where I'd like to fix that one. Young lady that comes out in fourth, again, another one that's productive and practical in terms of her kind. That one sets down fairly comfortable, and when she gets that one heads up on the profile, I like her look. I think she just reads a little bit plainer, a little bit more stale for me today. I'd like to see her freshened up, particularly over that top side of her skeleton. Young lady that's going to go ahead and be fifth, another one in terms of rib shape and true dimension. That one's really, really good. I just don't like this one in terms of their basic build. She wants to round out of her hip, get just a little bit straighter and more forward in her blade, so I'd like to fix her off both ends of her skeleton.
All right, so from Class 1, first place we have Riley Kuhn. Second place we have Riley Mae Helton. Third place we have Cassie Reed. Fourth place we have Molly Christmas. In 5th place, we have Riley Pohl. Let's have a round of applause for exhibitors. All right, coming into the ring, Class 2. These range from 231 pounds to 237 pounds. We have 11 entries: Kobe Whitfield, Cheyenne Lalonde, Melanie Butts, Camille Hart, Tinley Swilling, Madison Reed, Waylon James, Liliana Bryan, William Mallard, Avery Worley, and Gatlin Busby. Let's have a round of applause for our Class 2 exhibitors.
Come in, we're on the side by the food next to the ring. All right, go ahead.
Let's go ahead and give a round of applause to my exhibitors that'll be exiting the ring. Really nice group of showmen. I've talked to them all individually again about some things that I like and some things that I'd change.
Ladies and gentlemen, we also certainly appreciate all of our volunteers that make this Alachua County Youth Fair and Livestock Show possible, from the board members to the setup people to the people in each club and organization. Also, they came out and did setup day last Saturday to get all set up, and we appreciate them doing that. But we also have Teardown Day, which is less popular, but if you have some time that's free, Wednesday morning at 8 a.m., we would certainly love your help. Just need a little bit of labor out of you. Promise to have you out of here, they say, before noon. Once again, that's 8 a.m. on Wednesday, Teardown Day.
Again, another class that required just a little bit of sort for me. I don't think one on top is perfect in terms of their basic build, but for me, that barrel, the belted barrel on the far side here is going to be the one that starts for me. Is his hawk right? No. I think we can square him and free him up there and allow him to continue to drive and be more flexible on the go. But from that one's hip forward, he's really, really good. That one bounces up and proportions awfully nice from the side, and I like that one, especially as he's coming right towards me. He's ultra wide and square and true as he goes to the ground. Young man does a really nice job getting that one shown. Young man that's going to be second, again, another one that's ultra, ultra powerful in terms of her extra muscle and shape. She's really fresh over the top side of her skeleton. I think that this one just comes in a few more pieces for me, and she just reads as less comfortable on the go. She wants to kind of round out of her shoulder and blade. As she gets tighter and more restricted as she goes, she wants to pinch right there up top over the top side of her hip. And again, I like that one in terms of her extra shape and power. Just need to fix her structurally. Young lady that comes out in third, I really, really wanted to like this one in terms of that one's look to the side. That's a tall-shouldered, extended type of hog. I like that one from his blade back, just in terms of basic build. This one, unfortunately for me, just needs more to compete with the ones ahead of him. That gilt wants to get a little bit flatter through her hip, just not nearly as muscular. Young man that's going to come out next, nice barrow in terms of his muscle shape. That one's got a big square hip working in him. I think for me, he just wants to get a little bit rounder out of his shoulder, not read as well as he goes. Young lady that's going to be fifth, another one, practical, productive in terms of their kind. I just think this one's plainer in terms of her shape, reads not nearly as comfortable on the go. Regardless, a nice group of hogs.
All right, so from Class 2, first place, we have Colby Whitfield. Second place, we have Gatlin Busby. Third place, we have Cheyenne Lalone. Fourth place, we have Waylon James. And fifth place, we have Melanie Buds. All right, now entering the ring is Class 3 with 10 entries. William Beck, Haley Molander, Olivia Walker, Carson Sumner, Briley Brown, Ashlyn Melton, Reagan Atkins, Eli Simmons, Adele Busby, and Bellamy Rendeck. Let's have a round of applause for our Class 3 entries. All of these pigs are 238 to 241 pounds. Once again, we do have shirts for sale over here on the main concourse. You can get those as well as get your tickets for the Texas trailers. Cash or check is available for payment methods up there. Also, cut and wrap hog tickets are up there. We also want to thank Farm Credit of Florida, United Rentals, Life South Community Blood Centers. They are needing our help on driving up the blood donations, so see them. They're also doing competitions between the clubs. We also appreciate Crazy Dogs event live streaming. They are making sure we're online and streaming to YouTube so all those people can see back at home. DW Pest Control, Florida Farm Bureau, Mitchell's Specialty Meats and Bakery, Cowboys Barbecue and Catering, and SRM Concrete. Those are our premier sponsors of this year's show. Thank you all.
Let's go ahead and give our exhibitors a big round of applause that are exiting the ring. Again, talking to each and every one of them individually about things I like, things I would change. A nice group of hogs in terms of muscularity, just some structural concerns, some freshness concerns, and things of that nature. But again, nice group of young showmen.
It's time to thank our additional sponsors, the Alachua County Cattlemen's Association, Alachua County, Florida, Culver's, Edward Jones, GRE Signs, H2 Engineering, Snyder Air Conditioning, Plumbing and Electric, Southeast Perimeter Solutions, Ernie Southern Off-Road, Gatorland Kubota, Archer Automotive and Tire, Circle H Ag Sales, Southern State Duck Masters, Watson C&D, Gator Pool Builders, Swanee Valley Feeds, also ViStar Credit Union, Whitfield Window and Door, and J&S Jones & Son Fire. We also want to make sure we thank our sponsor for the swine event here, Sleepy G's Bees. Year after year, they sponsor and volunteer as being part of this swine event. So thank you, Sleepy G's Bees.
Again, another really nice group of hogs out here, and I do think the gill that wins does it rather handily. Not only is that one the freshest in terms of her look, the freshest in terms of her shape up high, but that one certainly gets out and motors across the ring with ease. Young lady does a fantastic job getting this one heads up and presented. That one drives at me ultra square through her shoulder, down to her feet, and that one, again, just really, really puts the parts and pieces together. Talk about a proportional, really attractive one from the side. The young lady that's going to go ahead and be second again, I do like this gilt from the profile. I think she balances and blends rather nicely, but for me, this one just gets a little bit plainer in terms of her shape, particularly over the top side of her skeleton, and I do have just a couple of concerns in terms of her hock structure. I kind of like to free that one up and make her a little bit more comfortable on the go. The young lady that's going to go ahead and be third, I like this one in terms of his practical, productive kind. I think he's good in terms of his topside shape. He's fresh. He's got a big blade working in him. But where this one falls short is just in terms of how she's made. I think she sets down on a smaller foot in comparison to what she's got all working up high. And again, I think this one kind of wants to round out both ends of her skeleton, push out her hock ever so slightly. Young lady that's going to go ahead and be fourth, again, another barrow I like in terms of his productive, practical kind. He's got plenty of shape and turn. I just think this one gets a little bit plainer, concerns me a little bit as he sets down, just wants to push and swivel out of his hip and hind leg. Young man that's going to go ahead and be fifth. When you talk about power, this one's got the most in this class. This one's huge in terms of his blade, huge in terms of his foot, huge in terms of his hip, but like so many of his kind, his structural integrity is where he falls short. That one's having a hard time motoring around the ring. He concerns me off of either end. I like to free him up and loosen him up there.
All right, so from Class 3 placements, first place, Haley Molander. Second place, Reagan Atkins. Third place, Ashlyn Mountain. Fourth place, Bellamy Rindeck. And fifth place, Carson Sumner. Let's have a round of applause for all of our Class 3 exhibitors. Now entering the ring, Class 4. We have 10 entries in this class from 242 pounds to 246 pounds. Entering the ring is Cy Bristow, William Smith, Hannah Peterson, Jacob Travers, Caleb Crozier, Jeffrey Peterson, Caleb Jacobs, Paul Simmons, William Wheeler, and Kate James, our Class 4 exhibitors.
Let's give our exhibitors a big round of applause as they go ahead and exit the ring. Again, another nice set of hogs that we have out here today. Young Mansborough that's going to go ahead and start, I really like in terms of his genuine width at the surface. That one drives at me ultra square and wide through his chest. And again, another one that's fresh over the top side of his blade, drops down into a nice soft flank. He's got a little bit of a swollen gland here today, and I think that's kind of working to his disadvantage just a little bit. Kind of makes him not balance in proportion as well from the side, but regardless, I do like that one. He's not perfect in terms of his basic build, but he's good enough to get out and motor with his extra mass and power. Young lady's gilt that's going to go ahead and be second. I think it's probably the leanest and freshest one in this class. She's the most aggressive in terms of her shape over the top side of her skeleton. I just like to soften this one in terms of her center body and in terms of her rib. And again, this one kind of wants to fall apart into a couple of pieces on the drive. I'd like to kind of smooth that one up as she goes. Young man that's going to come out next, I like this gilt from a production and practical standpoint. I think she's really nice in terms of her rib shape. She's got a pretty wide top and plenty of shape over the top side of her skeleton. But again, another one, she just wants to read a little bit plainer for me, particularly through her blade and back through her hip. Young man that's going to come out next, I think another one that's nice and practical and productive. He's got plenty of shape, plenty of turn, but just another one I'd like to free up off of either end of her skeleton. I think one that's not really wanting to get out and show herself nearly as well today. Young man that's going to be fifth. Another one, plenty of shape, plenty of turn, just reads a little bit plainer, a little bit flatter. I'd like to free that one up off of either end, kind of wants to narrow towards the surface as they come and go.
All right, so from Class 4, first place is Ty Briscoe. Second place is Kate James. Third place is Jeffrey Peterson. Fourth place is William Wheeler. And fifth place is Caleb Jacobs. Let's have a round of applause for our Class 4 exhibitors. Class 5 coming into the ring. Chloe Walding, Lane Holton, Samuel Carroll, Amzie Stanley, Hayden Wilson, Francis Davis, Holly Moore, Tate Howell, Caroline Chiarelli, Landon Grunder. 10 entries for this class from 247 pounds to 249 pounds. We'll take this time to thank the Friends of the Fair, Campus USA Credit Union, KO Partners Architecture and Interiors, Molly's Custom Silver, Roland Sliders, A Dog's Life Pet Sitting, Matthew and Shannon Brady, Shirley Terry, High Springs Alumni FFA, Creative Virtue Crafts, Target Copy, Capota Cattle Company, CNC Cattle Company, Balcom Family, Davis Site Prep, Windsor Warriors, Countryside 4-H, Town and Country 4-H, Joyner Construction Partners, Next Green, Jack Gaskin, and Catherine Smith. That's the Friends of the Fair. Ladies and gentlemen, also these swine that you see tonight, they will be for sale, along with the market steer and the market goat. On Tuesday, they need your support to be buyers of their projects. And the buyer's luncheon starts at 11 o'clock, where you can learn more about the process, get something to eat, and get ready for the sale. And then at 12 o'clock, you can walk through and meet the exhibitors. And then at 1 o'clock, we'll have the actual auction start. You can do add-ons, or you can buy per the pound. And then if you'd like it custom wrapped, you can get that done as well too. Also, if you just want to make a general donation, you can always do a general donation to Friends of 4-H, and they make a contribution to each participant for the last couple years. And then also those that don't have buyers, we try and keep the price up to a base amount. So that is available too. See Matt Cerncy for more of those information.
Let's go ahead and give our exhibitors a big round of applause as they exit the ring. Again, another nice group of hogs out here. I think young lady's barrow that goes ahead and wins it for me just reads in terms of his freshness of shape and true look from the side. That's where he hits me the hardest. Again, that one's not perfect in terms of his basic build. I'd like to fix his hind end, but regardless, from a true width and dimension standpoint, that one's ultra fresh over the top side of his skeleton. Young lady does a really, really nice job getting that one drove. He's ultra big and bold through his blade. Again, just like to fix that one as he goes. Young man that's gonna go ahead and be second. I like this one in terms of his extra shape up high. This one for me just has some more concern structurally. Really starting to work up underneath of himself and pull up in his spine. That one wants to round out his blade, and for all of his extra shape up high, I do wish he had the foot size and feature to kind of match that extra power. Young lady that's going to go ahead and be third. I really like this one when she gets him heads up and pushing from the side. However, this one just reads a notch plainer to me. I'd like to kind of freshen him up high, see a more aggressive turn and shape over the top side of his rib cage. Young lady that's going to be next. This one's ultra powerful, right? This one's got plenty of shape, but I think this one's just got a little bit too much in terms of some extra condition. I'd like to peel the fat off of that one and see how much true muscle he really has working underneath there. Young man that's going to be fifth, another one that's nice in terms of their extra shape, in terms of the boldness and rib shape up high. I just think this one, from a freshness standpoint, reads a little bit plainer. Not wanting to really get out and show himself today. Need to fix him off of either end of his skeleton. Just doesn't have near the power and punch as some of the other ones in the class.
All right, so from Class 5, first place, we have Holly Moore. Second place, we have Tate Howell. Third place, we have Ramsey Stanley. Fourth place, we have Francis Davis. And fifth place, we have Samuel Carroll. Let's have a round of applause for our Class 5 exhibitors. Class 6, we have 8 exhibitors from 250 pounds to 253 pounds on their projects. First in is Abby Castles, Caston Nitek, Tifton Green, Bristol Crossman, Cameron Swallows, Nolan Thomas, Luke James, and Madeline Worley. Let's have a round of applause for our Class 6 exhibitors.
Let's go ahead and give our exhibitors a big round of applause as they exit the ring. They all have done a fantastic job out here. Again, another nice set of hogs out here. I think the young lady's barrow that wins it does so rather handily here, and I will tell you, this young lady knows how to drive one, and she gets them shown and gives me all the right angles. Now, is he the most in terms of true and genuine shape? No. And is he the most in terms of freshness over the top side of his skeleton? I wouldn't say that either. But this one, as we get him drove profile, gives me an ultra nice look. That one's tall-shouldered, extended ahead of his blade. He reads proportional from the side, and that one still gets out and drives ultra comfortably. Really nice job from that young lady. A young man's barrow that's going to go ahead and be second. I actually think he counters our class winner in terms of true and genuine shape up high, but where this one concerns me is off of either end of his skeleton. He really wants to set down and push out, and his hawk reads just a little bit more restricted up front. Young lady that's going to go ahead and be third. I think another one that from the outside you could really read as ultra powerful. He's really wide coming and going. But once we really start to study this one, as we look at him coming straight at me, he wants to kind of push in towards his knee and taper to the ground. I think we get over the top side of that one, and he just reads a little bit plainer in his shape, and I don't know how much of it is real true and genuine muscle. Young man that's going to come next, I really like this one from the side. That's a tall-shouldered, extended one, reads with plenty of freshness. But where this one falls short, she's just a little bit frailer, a little bit flatter, coming and going. Young man that's going to go ahead and be fifth. Another one that in terms of feature and foot size, and especially his skull, he's plenty stout and rugged. But from there, he kind of disappoints me a little bit. He just reads a little bit plainer through his hip, wants to taper and narrow up towards the ground. Let's go ahead and give these young people another round of applause.
All right, so Class 6, first place, Madeline Worley. Second place, Tifton Green. Third place, Bristol Crossman. Fourth place, Luke James. And fifth place, Nolan Thomas. Let's have a round of applause for our Class 6 exhibitors. Class 7, entering the room. We have 11 entries. From 254 pounds to 258 pounds. First in is Addison Miranda. Ethan Dorosheff. Grayson Powell. Caitlin Pettyjohn. Ella Carr. Waylon Davis, Mabry Stewart, Clay Taylor, Clayton Sumner, Colton Swilly, and Molly Wells. This is Class 7. Just in case you're wondering, we have 12 classes tonight, 12 classes. So as we work through here, we'll pick out a few and go from there, call them back. Once again, make sure you grab your shirt over there. We have shirts for the fair, cash or check. While you're there, grab yourself some raffle tickets for the Texas trailers, either the trailer itself or the golf cart. You can also get cut and wrap hog tickets. And all your contributions go to the Alachua County Youth Fair. Also, I want to thank our sponsors, especially Life South Community Blood Centers. They are doing a blood drive, and you can tell them what organization you're with. And it's a little competition going on between the 4-H and the FFA. Also, Farm Credit of Florida, United Rentals, Rains Metals, Crazy Dogs Event Live Streaming, DW Pest Control, Florida Farm Bureau, Mitchell's Specialty Meats and Bakery, Cowboys Barbecue and Catering, and SRM Concrete. We appreciate you all being sponsors this year.
go ahead and give these exhibitors a big round of applause. Again, I don't want to take too terribly much time by talking every single pig we have here today. We've got a lot of them to run through, so that's why I'm talking to our exhibitors each individually. But a nice set of hogs. We're going to send these out and then go ahead and resort our 1st through 5th. Again, I think another nice class of hogs here. I think this one required just a little bit more sort. I think we got a couple different shapes and sizes and just some different things to kind of work through here. But the young lady's barrow is going to go ahead and start directly in front of me. I think that one, in terms of genuine width, that one is ultra bold in terms of his blade, got plenty of shape up high, works back to a good hip. Again, is that one perfect in terms of his basic build? No. I'd like to square him up from his hock to the ground. But I think we do that, and that one's a contender. He looks really nice. Young lady does a nice job getting him shown. I think the young man's gilt that comes next kind of counters our class winner in some areas, particularly on the go. That one wants to set down square and truer from behind, and she's plenty fresh over the top side of her skeleton. I like that one coming directly at me as well. She gives an ultra nice proportional look from the side. I just think where this one lacks is she doesn't have nearly the extra mass and power of the barrow that I go ahead and use. She's also a little bit sucked up in terms of her center body. I'd like to see her just a little bit fuller today. Might have gone off feed before we showed her, but again, another nice one for second. Young man that's going to go ahead and be third, another one that's productive, practical in terms of his kind. I think this one, just in terms of her shape, up high, has plenty of it, but I just think reads a nickel bit plainer as we work down, a little bit flatter through her blade, a little bit frailer in comparison to some of the other ones. A young lady that's going to go ahead and be fourth with the blue barrel. I like that one from the side. I think she drives the brakes off him. She does a really nice job getting that one shown. Another one, productive, practical in terms of his kind, just doesn't read with the kind of aggressive flush shape that I'm after. Young lady that's going to go ahead and be fifth. Another one. I think when we look at foot size, when we look at stoutness of skull, I think he's got it. But in terms of structural integrity and actual true genuine shape, that's where that one falls short. Another big round of applause for our young people tonight.
All right, so from Class 7, first place, Ella Carr. Second place, Grayson Powell. Third place, Waylon Davis. Fourth place, Caitlin Pettyjohn. And fifth place, Addison Miranda. Let's have a round of applause for our Class 7 exhibitors. Class 8 entering the ring. Trig Worley, Raymar Basil, Juniper Cruz, Aubrey Scott, Elijah Hood, Austin Moore, Bryson Osteen, Lindsay Stevens, Lexi Castles, Kaylin Taylor, and Keyshawn Johnson. All these entries are from 259 pounds to 263 pounds.
Let's go ahead and give these young people a big round of applause as they exit the ring. Another nice set of hogs out here, and I think the young lady that goes ahead and starts this class does so rather easily. First impressions, not only in showmanship, but also coming out of the gate, really are big for me, and I think this one really gave me a good one. I think driving right at me, that one's ultra big, chested, square towards the ground, has a pretty big blade in him. Where I'd like to fix him is as he goes away, he kind of wants to narrow up towards the ground, a little bit flatter through his hip. I'd like to see just more true and genuine fresh shape over the top side of his skeleton, but regardless, a nice hog to start. I think the young man that's in second, again, another one that's practical, productive in his kind. He reads as an easy feeding kind of arrow. I just like to peel the fat off this one, freshen him up from his blade back to his hip. He just reads a little bit over conditioned for me today. I'd like to see some more true and genuine shape. Young man that's going to be third counters him in this area. I think that one's ultra aggressive in terms of her shape up high. She's super fresh. She's got a big old blade in her. I think where this one falls short is she just reads coarser throughout. I think that one's not nearly as sound as she comes and goes, and I'd like to lengthen her and loosen her up off of either end. Young lady that's going to go ahead and be fourth. I like this one again in terms of being a productive and practical kind. From the outside, he reads as a powerful one. He's got a big old top in him, but again, he's one that when you really start to study him and break him down, he kind of comes in a few more pieces. I'd like to freshen this one up. He's just reading a little bit too over-conditioned for me today. He's also struggling as we try to get him out on the drive. I'd like to free that one up off of either end of his skeleton. Young man that's going to go ahead and be fifth. I think a nice one, just an easy keeping, easy feeding, productive kind of a barrow. But again, I'd like to fix this one off of either end of his skeleton. He's really starting to push out in terms of his hock, and again, wanting to roll and kind of round out of his front end.
All right, so from Class 8, first place, Lindsey Stevens. Second place, Bryson Osteen. Third place, Raymara Basal. Fourth place, Lexi Castles. And fifth place, Elijah Hood. Let's have a round of applause for our Class 8 exhibitors. Class 9 now in the ring, 11 entries. First in the ring, Joby Rindeck, Adam Elkins, Brooke Zeller, Trent Kill, Camille Daniels, Emery Bryan, Molly Price, Brandon Weber, Reagan Anthony, Bryce Crossman, and Tyson Fraley. Have a round of applause for our Class 9 exhibitors. These come in weighing 265 pounds to 268 pounds.
let's go ahead and give our exhibitors a big round of applause as they go ahead and exit the ring. high quality pair of hogs we have on the top end of this class, and that's just why it took a little bit longer. I think that any day of the week you could probably flip these pairs because where one falls short, the other one certainly takes up ground in that category. But the young man's barrow that's going to go ahead and win it really hit me the hardest as he came into the ring. Not only is that one the most pulled apart and widest through his chest floor, that one gives an ultra good look as he drives profile. I like that one in terms of his proportionality and his look and his freshness from the side. Young man's gilt that's going to be second. I really liked this one as she first came into the ring. I think she's actually the fresher, more aggressive option in terms of her top side power. But I think where this one falls short, she continues on in the drive. She's wanting to struggle just a little bit more out of her rear too. Our hock just reads a little bit more swollen to me today, and I'd like to smooth her up right over the top side of her hip. I think she's starting to just get a little bit tired and run out of steam and kind of fall apart and come in a few more pieces. Regardless, really nice animal. Young lady that's going to go ahead and be third. I like this one again in terms of her freshness. I like this one on profile. That's a tall-shouldered, extended one. But I do think, just in comparison to the two ahead of her, she's the frailer, flatter-made one. But I do like her in terms of her basic build. Young man that's going to go ahead and be next. I like this one. He reads practical, productive in terms of his kind. He's an easy feeding kind of barrow, but he is the flatter, plainer, narrower one of the group. So I'd like to see him with just a shot more shape and turn. Young man that's going to go ahead and be fifth. I like this one again in terms of just upper rib shape and some extra muscularity, but this one's really starting to struggle as the drive wears on. I'd like to fix him in terms of his skeleton off of either end.
All right, so from Class 9, first place we have Brandon Weber. Second place we have Emery Bryan. Third place we have Reagan Anthony. Fourth place we have Tyson Freilich. And fifth place, we have Bryce Crossman. Let's have a round of applause for our Class 9 exhibitors. All right, starting to work our way up to now Class 10. Just two more classes after this. Starting to get into the heavyweights. As the pigs come in weighing in this class from 269 to 273. Class 10 exhibitors, Cole Williams, Rachel Miller, Charlotte James, Eiley Eubanks, Tibbs Howell, Peyton Williams, Braylon Hartzog, Annabeth Green, Preston Hodge, Emily Dampier, and Owen Bragg. Let's have a round of applause for our Class 10 exhibitors.
Let's go ahead and give our young people a big round of applause. Another nice pair of hogs up top. Young man's belted gilt's going to go ahead and start. I think in terms of just freshness, presentation, proportionality from the side, she really kind of runs away with it. Young man does a really, really nice job getting this one heads up and drove. I think she's the heads up fresh fronted one. Reads with plenty of shape over the top side of her skeleton. And from there back, I don't think she's perfect in terms of her hip and hind leg, but for all of her extra mass and power, I think she handles herself plenty well on the drive. Young lady that's going to go ahead and be second. I really, really like this one in terms of true, genuine mass, power, and muscularity. I just think as the drive wears on, that one's wanting to get a little bit straight off of both ends of her skeleton, a little bit more uncomfortable as she goes. But when we get that one heads up and really out there and drove, I do like some things about her. I think she's square and true, but again, just a little bit more uncomfortable as she starts to wear down just a nickel. Young lady that's going to go ahead and be third. I think this one's practical, productive in terms of her kind. I like some things about this one. I think over the top side of her skeleton, she has plenty of spread and shape. But again, another one that from there down just wants to flatten and read a little bit plainer. I'd like to fix her off of either end of her skeleton. Young man that's going to come next does a really nice job of getting this one drove. I think similar to the one that falls in front of him, I just think that this one, again, reads just a little bit narrower, a little bit flatter, but probably has the advantage in terms of foot size and feature. Big-legged type of gilt. Just need to free her and fix her up off of either end of her skeleton. Young lady that's going to go ahead and be fifth. I like this one in terms of his kind. He's got a round, bold rib. I just think he reads a little bit plainer, a little bit chubbier on us today. I think if we peel the fat off of that one, I'd like to see how much true and genuine muscularity he really has. He really wants to narrow and flatten up as he goes to the ground.
All right, so Class 10 first place is Peyton Williams. Second place is Rachel Miller. Third place is Annabeth Green. Fourth place is Cole Williams. And fifth place is Eiley Eubanks. So have a round of applause for our Class 10 exhibitors. Now entering the ring, Class 11, second to last class of the night. We have coming into the ring Camden Burns, Shepard Simmons, Cheyenne Kaysen, Lila Helton, Colby Crozier, Christopher Hines, Emery Eubanks, Tyler Moore, Dylan Hodge, Michael Wonder, and Dallin Balcom. The Swine come in this class weighing from 275 to 283. As we're getting to our last class here soon, make sure you go over there to the table, stop by, get your t-shirt. Once again, cash or check is accepted. Also grab yourself some of those Texas trailer tickets for either the trailer or for the golf cart, as well as cut and wrap too.
Let's go ahead and give our exhibitors a big round of applause as they exit the ring. I think this class certainly offered some challenges. I think you have 3 on the top end that are completely and totally different in terms of their type and kind. Young man's that's going to go ahead and start. I'll be honest with you, he does concern me in some areas pretty largely. I think that one, in terms of his structural integrity, he's really starting to break and wear down on us. I'd really like to square and free that one up as he goes. And again, this one's kind of needs pulled back in terms of his condition. He's getting real soggy in terms of his center body, and I think that if we can kind of pull him back in terms of that, that would really help his proportionality from the side. Young lady that's going to go ahead and be second. I like that one in terms of his practical kind. He's easy feeding. He's good from that standpoint, and I think when he gets out and goes, you really like him, but I do think once we start to really break and study that one, he's not nearly as genuine as we think he is on the top side. He wants to kind of flatten and narrow up to the surface, and as I step in behind him, he really wants to round out of his hip just a nickel and reads just a little bit plainer through there. Young man's gilt, that's in third. I probably like the most things about this one in terms of aesthetics. She's heads up, she's fresh fronted, but from there, she does read as the frailer made, flatter one. That's just a little bit narrower coming and going. I'd like to see her with a shot more extra power and dimension to compete with the ones ahead of her.
All right, so for Class 11, first place, Dylan Hodge. Second place, Emery Eubanks. Third place, Colby Crozier. Fourth place, Michael Wonder. And fifth place, Cheyenne Kaysen. Let's have a round of applause for our Class 11 exhibitors. I've seen a bunch of our guys over here looking around at themselves when she criticized the pig for being soft in the middle. Felt a little talking about us. All right, here we go. Class 12, the final class we were looking for, right here. Comes in with 8 entries from 284 pounds to 298 pounds. First in the ring, Briar Boyd, Lexi Bunnell, Hunter Touch, Carly Thomas, Peyton Osteen, Aiden LePianca, Kaylee Boyd, and Hunter Thomas. Let's have a round of applause for all of our Class 12 exhibitors. Once again, I want to thank Sleepy G's Bees for sponsoring this swine event, as well as all the swine committee out here making sure pigs get sorted in the back, so the ones you don't even see are back here getting pigs in the pens and out of the pens and out to the ring. So we appreciate all the swine committee.
All right, let's go ahead and give our exhibitors a big round of applause as they exit the ring. Again, another nice class to kind of round out just our weight classes here tonight. I think young man's guilt that goes ahead and start does so rather handily for me here. He does a really nice job getting this one heads up and motoring across the ring. And I think when she does that, she pulls herself together in an ultra nice, ultra proportional package. I like this one coming and going. I think she's square and true, and I think she's got plenty of shape. Now, I don't think that she's the most powerful in this class by any means, but I do think that she does some really, really nice things. Young Ladies Guild that's going to be in second, I think, has the power advantage in this pair. She's got a great big shape over the top side of her skeleton, works out into a big hip. But again, like most of that kind, that's kind of working to her disadvantage. She just gets a little bit tighter and more restricted off of either end. I'd like to free her up and see her more flexible there. Young lady that's going to go ahead and be third. I like this one in terms of its practicality. I think she's got plenty of shape as well. But again, another one. Just reads a nickel planer, especially ahead of her blade. Again, I'd like to free her up and make her just a nickel more comfortable as she goes. Young man that's going to be next, I really like this one from his blade forward. I think he's tall-shouldered. I think he's extended there. Young man does a nice job getting this one drove. But from there, that one wants to get easier in his spine. He sets down a nickel closer as he comes and goes, and he just doesn't read nearly as comfortable on the drive. Young man that's going to go ahead and be fifth. Again, another one that reads practical, productive, and easy feeding. I just think both ends of his skeleton, he needs squared up and fixed. And again, just another one that reads a touch plainer and staler as he goes.
All right, so from class 12, first place, Aiden Lepianka. Second place, Kaylee Boyd. Third place, Briar Boyd. Fourth place, Peyton Osteen. And fifth place, Hunter Thomas. Let's have a round of applause for all of our class 12 exhibitors. All right, we're getting all the class winners staged up and ready to come back into the ring for the final drive, and we'll introduce them to you as they start coming out. All second place class winners, second place class winners, you need to be in the pen with your pig and ready. In the pen with your pig and ready if you're a second place class winner. All right, into the ring for the final drive. From class 1, we're going to have Briley Kuhn. From class 2, we're going to have Colby Whitfield. From class 3, we're going to have Haley Molander. From class 4, we're going to have Cy Bristow. From class 5, we're going to have Holly Moore. From class 6, we're going to have Madeline Worley. Class 7, we're going to have Ella Carr. Class 8, Lindsay Stevens. Class 9, Brandon Weber. Class 10, Peyton Williams. Class 11, Dylan Hodge. And Class 12, Aiden Lepianka. Let's have a round of applause for all of our class winners.
ahead and pin back my top 5 that I'm going to go ahead and select grand all the way through 5th overall. I just want to give a big round of applause to these exhibitors that are out here. We'll work back through these top 5.
No, Brandon is one of my kids and Haley's one of my kids though. Number 2 coming out of the gate and then that light cross. Yeah. No, I do not know.
All right, so for the final drive, coming out of the pin is number 39, Peyton Williams. Second out of the pin is going to be number 140, Brandon Weber. Next out is number 103, Haley Molander. Next out, number 104, Cy Bristow. And last but not least, from Class 2, number 138, Colby Whitfield.
Again, I just want to thank everybody for having me tonight. I think a really, really nice show overall. Had its challenges and had some sort in a couple of classes, but I'm really happy with the 5 that I have kept out here. I think all these kids do a really nice job of getting them drove and getting them shown, and I'm super impressed with the depth and quality of the showmen that we have out here in front of me. Again, I'm also impressed with the kind of top end of these pigs here. I think they all represent exactly what I'm after. I think each and every one of them have some good things, and again, each and every one of them have some things we might want to change that could flip any day of the week. I did just want to say to those kids that got sent back to the pens, please don't be discouraged. Kind of like I echoed in the cattle show, I'm one person. It's only my opinion today. You could go and show under a different judge any day of the week and come out with a different way of things, and that's just fine. So I don't want anybody to be discouraged and make this kind of the end of their show career if their day didn't shake out the way they thought it would be. Just go home, work harder, come back stronger the next time. With that being said, I'm judging the showmanship tomorrow, so you'll hear me talk quite a bit tomorrow evening as well. So I'm going to go ahead and lay down the mic and select our top 5.
So grand champion comes from Class 10, Peyton Williams. So coming into the ring will be the second place from that class, Rachel Miller. Reserve grand goes to Class 3, Haley Molander. Third overall will be Cy Bristow from Class 4. All right, so fourth overall is Brandon Weber. And fifth overall is going to be Rachel Miller. Let's have a round of applause for all of our swine exhibitors and our judge tonight. And we'll see y'all out here tomorrow as well. Thank you. Have a safe trip home. Make sure you stop by, grab yourself some t-shirts, $10 a piece. They have them there, the official fair t-shirts, cash or check. Also, buy yourself some of those tickets for the Texas trailer or the golf cart. And then also, you can click the QR code on your way out. That's where you can find information about the pictures that are right here inside the ring. Professional pictures taken by Bree, photos by Bree. The QR codes are next to the ring, but also on Facebook. They are free of charge. Thank you, Photos by Bree. Thank you for coming out tonight. Have a safe trip home. We'll see you tomorrow.
That's all for this evening's live stream of the Alachua County Youth Fair and Livestock Show. A recording of today's shows will be posted on the fair website, ACYFLS.com, and on the Alachua County Youth Fair and Livestock Show YouTube channel. Join us again tomorrow. We'll start at 6 p.m. with swine showmanship. Thanks again for watching the Alachua County Youth Fair and Livestock Show. We'll see you tomorrow evening at 6. Bye for now.